This is probably the most honest video that I will ever make.
Okay, let's go.
These are the confessions of a gringa living in Chile. Now the first one is pretty lighthearted. Sometimes I do pretend to understand the Spanish that you're saying to me, even though I don't understand it. Most of the time I understand at least some of the words, so I can kind of understand what you're saying, but almost all the time I'm not understanding every word that you say, I'm just understanding the general idea. Of course, it depends on the day, but sometimes I just pretend to understand because I'm tired and I don't have the energy for it. And other days, it's mostly because I don't know you that well and I'm trying not to make things awkward or for you to feel bad. Sometimes I have people talk to me that they feel really bad that they can't speak English with me, which I don't understand because I don't think you should feel any shame for that, but some people do. So I try not to make it so that they think that I can't understand them, because then they feel even worse that they can't speak in English to me. The second one, and this one is really big for me and it's really weird, but I feel so much more accepted as a person here in Chile than I ever did in the US. Yeah, I'll be honest, I never really had friends in the US, and a lot of that comes back to the culture in the US. They're not that social and it's really difficult to make friends if you don't have them from childhood. Most people don't. Most people, when they leave school, they just never talk again. So this was a huge issue for me, and I was never really happy with the fact that I didn't have friends or like really anybody to talk to. And as a teenager, I got bullied a lot. It was horrible. I never fit in school, never had a big group of friends. I was never the popular girl. And now I'm in Chile and like, look at my following. Like, I have so many people supporting me and giving me so much love, and it's so weird for me to accept that because I'm kind of stuck in this way of like, I feel like I don't deserve it, but I don't know. I do appreciate you guys so much for the support and love. I think it's really helped with my confidence, especially like just being here and being so loved by everybody. It's an amazing feeling, and it's really changed a lot for me. It changed my whole world. 3, you guys know I love living here in Chile, but as somebody that speaks fluent English and not so good Spanish, it can be very isolating at times. I do have a lot of family that speaks at least some English so that I can communicate with them, but especially when I'm trying to make friends outside of that group, it's very difficult because I feel like people don't really get the chance to know me for who I am because I can't communicate that to them. I can only use some very basic language to get my main points across, but my Spanish is not good enough to where I can show my personality or make jokes or do anything like that. And so I feel like a lot of people kind of judge me based on like a first impression, but I'm not able to give them the first impression that I want to. 4, I actually used to believe the US was the best country in the world. I used to believe all of that propaganda. Every other country is poor, undeveloped, dangerous, blah, blah, blah. People live in mud houses. I mean, like, they tell you it all. And that is just a very big failure of the education system in the US, but pretty much every American will think that way until they have exposed themselves and made the effort to learn something different. But yeah, especially as a teenager, I really thought the US was the only place to be. I never had the intention of leaving the US, and it wasn't until I met my husband in college and he was a foreign student and I was like, wow, yeah, I could actually leave the country. But even then, when we were very first dating and very new to things, I didn't have the intention of moving to Chile. My intention only grew after I had children and after my eyes kind of changed on how I saw the US and the safety of it specifically. So no, I really used to think the US was the best place to be, but now I'm realizing pretty much anywhere else is better than that. And 5, guys, being a foreigner does not automatically mean that I am rich. I have so many people that look at me or think of me as this amazingly, abundantly rich person, especially just because I come from the US. Let me tell you, nothing is farther from the truth. And if you've followed me for a long time, you know that. We were poor in the US. We were not rich. Most people that are coming from a situation like mine, especially the young adults that are coming here, we are not rich just because we're foreign. And really, I would argue that I'm more rich here in Chile than I ever was in the US. So no, I am not rich. I would consider myself at this point more like middle class, but in the US, we were definitely in the poverty level. We were struggling, like eating at food banks struggling. So yeah, no, not every American that comes to another country is automatically rich. A lot of them are not, especially in today's world with the economy in the US the way it is. yeah, they're probably not rich. The only time I would say it's safe to assume that is if it's like a very old person that's like retired and they've moved to another country. Yeah, they might be doing pretty good with their money. But for a young adult coming to another country, no, most of us are just trying to find our way in the world, and it does not mean that we're rich. So yeah, those would be my 5 confessions. And if you guys want to hear more, comment down below and we might make this a series so I can keep going with more. But yeah, these things are very vulnerable. These are things I normally don't talk about, but they're very real and they are my experience. And can I just say thank you guys so much if you came here from my Instagram or TikTok and coming over here to YouTube. That is a big deal to me. It's very special to me. I appreciate you guys so much. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers over here so that I can monetize this and help my husband with some extra income in our household. If you would like to contribute to that or just support me as a person, I appreciate it so much. Please hit that bell down below so you get notified when I post a new video, and hit subscribe, like, and comment, and do all those things to help push my video out in the algorithm. Appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video.